let us create one project with all the Spring core concepts. So file new, we'll go for Maven project. Create a simple project, skip archetype selection. Then let us type demo examples. I'll just mention Spring core example, Spring core example. Right? Then enough. For example, these two options are enough. Then we can say finish. So Spring core, one project got created. So let me go to pom.xml. So here there are only default tags are displayed here. So inside this, let me put all the dependencies. So what are the dependencies here? We have Spring version 5.3.12. Then similarly, Spring core dependency, Spring context dependency. JavaX annotation API. This is mainly for @post construct, pre-test try methods. We can use it. Similarly, there's a Spring AOP, Spring aspects. This is mainly for AOP point of view, right? Especially Spring aspects for AspectG annotations, we can use it. Right. Now, let us create one package. So new package, and say demo.spring. Finish. So in that, let me create one main class. So I'll go for class, set test client, set public static void main. Now inside this class, we will create one, we will define one Spring application context. Right? So configurable, we can set configurable application context. So context equal to new annotation driven. So we are going to use annotation driven application context, right? So let us define this first. Then for annotation driven application context, we need to have a class with @configuration. Right? So it's a replacement to XML file. Okay, so let me create one more class here, new class. So this is application configuration. I'll put app config, right? App config. Then say finish. So let us put one annotation @configuration, @configuration annotation. Okay, so inside @configuration, this particular class, we can create beans which are annotated with @bean. But @bean, normally we use @bean annotation for configuration beans, like for example, REST template you're creating, JDBC template, or some in the web application level, view resolvers, resource bundle, all those stuff we need to put. But in our application, we are going to see in the use case, we are going to create some business classes as well as DAO classes, right? So there we are going to use stereotype annotations, right? Then let me create one more package here, new package, demo.spring. So I'll say service, demo.spring.service, right? So let us create one interface here. So new interface, account B, right? So in this interface, I'll just put one method, public void display, one method, that's it. Just it is going to display some information, right? Then let me create one more class account bean. So which implements account interface, right? I'll say account bean, say okay, finish. Okay. So in this, we can create some attributes. Okay, let me put float amount, right? Float amount. So this amount value, for this value can come from property files, right? So we can get it from property files. So in the source main resources, let us create one file, property file. Okay, so let me right click this, new file, application.properties, right? So in this property file, let us define one amount, right? For example, here it's a key and value pair, right? I'll put amount equal to some 5,000, right? So how to get this value in account bean? This is where we can use annotation @value. So @value bracket, we can write the placeholder, right? Property placeholder. So we can put the name of that amount, right? Dollar amount, and save it, right? Then we can make this as @service. Otherwise, it's just POJO class, right? Spring will only detect this class if you put some stereotype annotations, right? Let me put @service, right? There is an @service. Okay. And inside this, I'll just return, this will just return balance, right? So here we'll put, because there's a void statement, right? I'll say sys.out. So I'll just say amount. I'll just put account amount or balance, anything, account balance, right? So let me put amount, right? This is what we are displaying. Okay. Then once you define this bean with some display method, this can be called from our main application, right? Okay, so let me go to app config first. In the app config, we need to add one annotation, component scan. If this annotation is not added, then Spring won't detect the stereotype annotations, right? So we should add this annotation, component scan, in bracket, scan base packages. So what are the base packages? We want anything under demo.spring and sub packages. So if I give demo.spring, that means it includes demo.spring and sub packages. It will scan for stereotype annotations, right? Similarly, in account bean, we are using properties, right? So to get these properties, we need to add one more annotation here, @property source. So we can define in class path : application dot properties, right? So this is the annotation configuration, which is a replacement to Spring XML, right? So app config, we have defined three things. One is configuration. So this annotation says that it is annotation driven configuration. Inside this class, we can write some methods, some beans with @bean, configuration beans. Similarly, component scan, it will scan for these packages for stereotype annotations. Similarly, property source is for, it will locate application.property file. Then from there, it can pick up the values, right? So that in the account bean, we can use $amount means this value will come from the property file. Now in the main code, so main code, what we can do is we will add here, because we set up annotation configuration application context. Here, let us add account app config. Let us add app config dot class. Application configuration, we have to add it. Okay, so this is the app config. See, I have to put caps here. So let us automatically the error is gone. Okay, right. Now inside that, let me write one account bean using interface. I'll just write account bean, right? So account bean or ACC bean equal to, so we can say context dot. Okay, so here I can import this, right? So this can be imported, context dot get bean of account bean dot class. Because we are using annotation driven, directly you can mention context dot get bean of account bean. So once we add this account bean, context dot get bean of account bean dot class, then we can say account bean dot the display method. We can call the display method, right? So we have completed one example now. First part 1. If I run this, right click test client, run as Java application, you can observe. So we got the output account balance equal to 5,000. That means in the main method, here we are calling account bean dot display. So in the account bean, this display method will display the balance amount. This amount is coming from the property files, right? So how this is happening? Because in the main configuration file, we have added these 3 annotations. Now let us try for the dependencies, right? We will have one more class and that we will inject into account bean, right? So let me create one more package here. So new package, demo.spring.dow, right? Data type, we are going to write it. Okay, so in the DAO, one interface I'll create it. Interface account DAO, one interface. Inside that, just I'll put one method, public string get data. Assume that it is going to return from, it is going to retrieve from some database. So get data. So we'll create one more class here. New class, account DAO implement. So you have to select here, account DAO, select this and say finish. So that this account DAO implements account DAO. Here we are going to return some value. For time being, I can say return, okay, return saving account. Just I'll return saving account. That's it. In the real time, what happens? We need to have one JDBC template or Hibernate or anything to talk to the database and get the data, right? So, but here in this example, we are not going to implement database level details. But however, I'll just make this as @repository, @repository. So that in the presentation type, we use controller or REST controller annotation, business type service, data type repository. So this example can be extended by adding JDBC template or JPA template, or maybe talking to some MongoDB, all those things we can implement it, right? So once it is done, repository. So I'll just go back to app config. App config, we have said base package demo.spring. So even this DAO is also part of demo.spring. So automatically DAO will be detected by the Spring framework, right? So that is what happens. Now this account DAO, we want to inject into our account bean, right? So let us go to account bean. Inside the account bean, so how to inject this? I'll just say account, let us use interfaces. Account DAO, right? So there is an account DAO equal to semicolon. Then let me put annotation @auto void annotation. So what this annotation will do, it will check, is there any class implements this interface, automatically it will get injected. Suppose here if you see, there is an account DAO one class which implements the interface. Automatically Spring is going to create the instance of this account DAO and that will be injected here, right? That will be injected. And if there are more than one implementation of this interface, then we need to add one more annotation called qualifier. If there are two implementations of account DAO, maybe JDBC or maybe JPA implementation, then we have to give some name and say qualifier, we can add this, right? So once it is done, inside the display method, what we can do is account balance, we are getting the account balance, right? So one more line, I'll test this out, right? So let me get account type. But actually this account type is not defined here. Account type, we are going to get from account DAO object, right? So let me put here, so plus there is a account DAO dot, there's a get data, account DAO dot get data. So here what we did, in the account DAO, we injected, in the account bean, we injected account DAO using auto void, and we are able to call that account dot get data, which is going to return. The account dot, what is that get data is going to return saving account, right? So let me go back to the, so in the configuration also, we need not do any changes because already this component scan is done for demo.spring. Both our service and DAO are comes with the demo.spring as a base package. So let me run this example, run as Java application. Now we got account balance is 5,000, account type is saving account. Now let us implement, let us use ASP.NET programming in this example, right? So we will select, we'll create one more package. So I'll say right click source main, Java, so I'll say new package. So this is like demo.spring.aspects, right? They're going to create aspect-oriented programming. It is mainly for cross-cutting concerns, right? So whenever we want to implement transaction, security, logging, profiling, anything, we can use aspect-oriented programming, right? So let me select, create one class, new class. So the class name, I'll just put my aspects or app aspects, aspect, finish. Okay, so let us write one annotation @aspect. So this is an aspect class. Then component is very important. If the component is not given, then this class will not be detected by the Spring framework. Then why we are giving component here is, it is a generic component. Suppose if you say @service, it is a service component. @repository is a database component. But @component, when you write, And above that, we have written aspect means this is what type of component? Aspect component, simple. So this is how we can implement aspect-oriented programming actually in any existing application, right? And the dependencies are already added in the form.xml. Now in this, let me write few advices, because aspect is a class which contains one or more advices, like before advice, after return advice, throws advice, around advice. Now we are going to try with around advice. Around advice means what? It is before and after. Before calling the target method and after calling the target method, the around advice will be executed, right? So let us write one. Say public void, public object, maybe no, let us return object. So I just say something, for example, login advice. I put login advice in bracket. Let me write proceeding join point. So let me put PJT. Maybe it throws. So throws, we can write throwable, right? Right. Then I'll just write sys out. Okay. So this is like before calling the target, right? Before calling the target. Here, let us print PJT dot get signature dot get name, right? So whenever we call the method, right? Suppose in the account bin we are going to call display method, right? Then automatically it comes here and it displays this particular message before calling the target display method. It displays the name of the target method, right? Then after this, we can just proceed it, right? I can say try. So return PJT dot proceed. So meaning of this is, first when it comes to this advice, first it will print this, then it says proceed. Proceed means it goes to the target, whichever method we are calling target, right? Similarly, we can say finally, right? In the finally, just I'll say sys out. Okay, so after calling the target, let me say plus, so PJT dot get signature dot get name. Just we are displaying this, right? Save it. Okay, this is one aspect. So what is the type of the aspect? This is around. This is actually the class is aspect, but this is one advice. What is the type of the advice? Around advice. So I'll put one annotation here. At the rate around. So this is around advice, but it is expecting some attributes, right? So we need to give a point cut, because this advice need to be applied for which target. There could be number of classes, right? There could be number of services, DAO classes, anything. But where exactly we want to apply this, that we need to mention, that is known as point cut, right? So let me write a point cut here around, in bracket, execution of star, right? So I have to give the expression star. So I'll just mention demo.spring dot. So the package name, right? Demo.spring dot. I'll just mention what is the package name here. We have service DAO both, right? Whether service and DAO. If I want it should be executed for both, then we can include this dot dot, we can write it. Otherwise, if I want demo.spring dot, in that all classes dot all methods, all classes, all methods, then we want to apply for all any type of arguments. Actually, this is the expression you can say. So demo.spring, that is a package. In that all classes and all the methods, any type of argument. This is what is the point cut we need to write. Okay, based on that, the AOP will be applied to the particular target, right? Aspects will be applied to particular target. Okay. So let me go back to the application configuration. So whenever we are using AOP, we need to add one more annotation, enable AspectJ auto proxy, right? And because we are using the proxies for interfaces, when our target class are implementing interfaces, then we need to add one more option here. There is a proxy target class equal to true. So by default, it is false. If it is false, we cannot, Spring will not create a proxy for interfaces, right? So we need to explicitly mention proxy target class equal to true. Okay. So let me come back to the main class here. Here we are calling account bean dot display because this account bean is part of which package? Account bean is a part of, you can see here, account bean is a part of demo.spring.service package, right? So in the aspect we have mentioned demo.spring dot, that means under that, but actually we have to mention even if you want specific. So demo.spring dot service, right? Service dot. So that under service, whatever class are there. See, this account, our account bean class is coming under where actually it is under demo.spring.service. So we need to mention demo.spring.service dot all classes under that, all the methods. Otherwise, we can give that name of the class also we can mention, right? But here, this package, all classes, all the methods, right? So once it is written, if I go back to the main class and if I say run this, you can observe here, run this. So what is the output we got here? So let us run this test client now. So automatically here it is going to create a proxy object. On proxy object, we are calling display method. Then it goes to here. First it displays before, then proceed. Proceed means it comes to account bean. So this method will get executed. Then once again, it will come back to aspect. The finally method will be executed, right? So let me go to test client. We are calling display method and a proxy object. I'll say run this application. Then if you observe the output, we got before calling the target, then similarly after calling the target. That means here what happened, the flow is when you call display method, first it came here, displayed before calling the target, then proceed. So it has come to account bean. So these two lines got executed. Then once it is done, once again back to aspect because it's a around advice. So this will get executed. So that is why in the output, we can observe this, right? Similarly, in this example, we can also add some callback methods. Suppose if I go to account DAO class, in the account DAO, we can have some callback methods like initialization purpose. Similarly, for at the time of destruction, destroying, deinitialization purpose also we can use it, right? So let me put public void some init method, right? So this is out. So currently I'm just writing here, we try to get some remote connection. So get some remote connection. Suppose one of the advantages of this is if you want to call some remote service object, you want to get some remote service object, or we want to create data source. Data source can be created using auto void. But anything which is not part of Spring Bean, you want to initialize, or we want to get some data and store into some map objects, we can use this init method. So here I'll say, so at the rate post construct, right? At the rate post construct. Right. Similarly, let us write one more code, public void destroy, one more method, right? So here I'll say sys out, system out. Inside that, so let us close remote connection. Close remote connection, right? So at the rate pre-destroy, we can write at the rate pre-destroy. So these are the callback methods. So as part of the life cycle, what happens? Whenever the bean is created, right? Account DAO is created, automatically first instantiate and any dependencies are there, those dependencies will be injected. Similarly, post construct method will get executed, right? So if I run this example, see this, I'll go to test config, run as Java application. You can see here. So there is a before calling the, so there is a get remote connection. Similarly, then close is not coming. So this is not getting executed. Destroy method is not getting executed. The reason is in the main method here, in the main class, we need to add shutdown hook. Otherwise, we cannot see when the beans are, because it will not be, Spring will not get notification actually. So Spring cannot execute those methods, right? So we have to give handle to the main application has to give handle back to Spring framework. For that, let us put context dot. There is a shutdown hook. So we can have register shutdown hook. Then if I go back here and run the application, now you can observe even the close remote connection is also coming. So where we have written this code, inside the account DAO we have written, right? So the same thing I can take here and copy into account bean also. So inside the account bean also, I can write those two methods, right? So it is bean specific. So post concept pretest, that will be specific, right? Okay, here what I'll do is I'll just mention in account bean just to differentiate. In account bean, get remote connection. So in account bean, close remote connection. Similarly, in the account DAO also, let me write in account DAO. This is only for auditing purpose. Similarly, here also in account DAO, close this, right? So if I run this, so let me save here. If I run this application, run as Java application, then you can see the output here. The output in account DAO, get remote connection. In account bean, get remote connection. So this is the AOP, right? Before calling, this is advice, around advice. Then this is the display method got executed, display method. In the display method, we are calling account DAO. There's a method from the account DAO that is giving saving account. And similarly, this is around advice after the call. Then these two are nothing but, these are the pre-destroy methods, right? Like we have seen post construct, pre-destroy. Before the bean is getting destroyed, these methods are executed. But only thing is in the main application, we need to register shutdown hook for this. Now let us create one bean post processor, because you know bean post processor are special beans, they're registered to the factory. So as part of the life cycle, every bean must go through the bean post processor, right? So if you look at the life cycle here, instantiate, populate properties, right? Then there's a pre-initialization of bean post processor, post-initialization of bean post processor. So post processor will execute at 2 steps. Then the 5, 6, 7, we can use any one. For example, at the rate post construct. This is the bean level initialization. So if you see the diagram here, 1 to 3 steps and 5 to 7 steps are individual bean level. But bean post processor registered to the factory. As part of the life cycle, every bean must go through the bean post processor at step number 4 and 8, right? After 4, once again, we'll come back here. Then finally, 8th step, then the bean will be written, right? So if I go back to the code here, so let us write one bean post processor for global initialization purpose. So I'll just under demo.spring, I'll say new class bean custom, I'll say custom bean post processor, right? So let us add bean post processor here, bean post processor, then say okay, then say finish, right? Automatically you can see one custom bean post processor. So let us once again put here at the rate component, right? Then only Spring will automatically detect it at the rate component. And here, if I go to bean post processor, there are 2 methods which are default methods. So it's an interface, but there is a default implementation of these methods, right? So what I'll do is I'll just take this, okay, and copy here in bean post processor, custom bean post processor. I'll just paste here, okay, say public, okay. Similarly, I'll take another method, post process, okay. So let me come back here. Plus this, I just say public. So now, if you look at this bean post processor, this is a post process before installation. This is the step number 4 we discussed, right? Then after that, it goes to at post construct. Then post process after installation, that is the last step, right? And it is taking 2 arguments. It is getting 2 arguments. One is the bean, actual object, suppose account bean, payment bean, anything. Then this is the name of the bean. Now, what is the advantage of this is every bean will enter into the post processor, that instance will be available. We can manipulate that instance actually. If you want to set some properties or you want to mask the password, right? Or we want to create some proxy object, anything we can do here. But by default, as part of the life cycle, Spring will send all the beans to the post processor. We cannot limit it. We cannot restrict it. But what we can do is inside the post processor, what we can do is we can just check, suppose, if here I'll put if the bean instance of, right? It is instance of account bean. If it is an instance of account bean, then only we want to apply this, right? So account bean, let me import it. So similarly, I'll put this if instance of, I'll also put here, right? So if it is instance of this, then only I'll say apply this, right? So if the bean instance of account bean, then I'll say sysout. Here let me say sysout. Post to process before, right? So here let us display the name of the bean also. This is only for auditing purpose. Similar here also, let me write sysout post process after. Post process after, right? Okay, so plus bean name. Same thing. Now if I run this example, if I go to test client, say run as Java application, you can observe here post process before got executed, similarly post process after got executed for account bean. We have given condition, right? If it is an instance of account bean, then only we want to do this. If this is not given, it is applicable to all the beans, right? This is how we can implement the post process. Actually, this post process we have before and after. Similarly, in the advices also, if you see around advice also, here also we are having some functionality which is before and after. So if you want to compare between the post processor and around advice, post processor is part of the life cycle. That means when the bean is getting created, once the bean is returned, the post process job is done actually. If that return bean is a proxy object, example. So in our case, account bean is a proxy object, right? Because inside the aspect, we have mentioned demo.spring.service. So all the classes under this package has to be proxies, right? Proxied, right? So if it is a proxy object, on the proxy object, we are calling a method called display, then it will go through this advice. So there is a difference. Bean post process is part of the life cycle, bean creation. But advice is nothing but once bean is returned, on that bean we are calling some method. Then at the time of execution, this advice logic will be executed, right? Great. So thank you so much for all of you watching this particular example, right?